Hi, everybody. I hope that we're all going to be able to see this today. I followed a friend's advice and I'm actually posting the live video or live feed, I guess, within the event. So, yeah, let's talk about the pink moon today. It is a supermoon, and I'll get to that in a minute, but I am also going to go on a bit of a rant, as I seem to be doing lately. And I'm going to pull a few cards for some people randomly, whoever shows up. Um, but there's a lot going on. I find it interesting that I believe, don't quote me on this, but you may want to look this up. Hi, guys. That around this time, the pink moon was also in Libra. So, yeah, ponder that for a little bit. And what does it mean? First off, hello, Mariah. So, what does it mean for the pink moon to be in Libra? Well, obviously, there is a balance going on because that is literally the sign of Libra, is all about two sides. Hi, Erin. So, this is the point where I'm going to thank you for all the little comments there. But this is where I'm going to go off into my little rant. So, yeah, I think that there is this strange kind of frustration going around that's kind of hiding itself as or I should say, disguising itself as an anxiety about health and fears about our loved ones and how the situation at hand is going to play out. And I'm not going to really go into detail on that because I think that we're all kind of overwrought and overwhelmed by everything that we're seeing in the media right now. Hello, everybody. So, I am going to kind of talk about something called the litany of fear. Um, I actually came across Facebook. Yes, I am a Facebook junkie, as I like to call it. And one of my friends was talking about a book called Dune, which is by Frank Herbert. And I read it when I was maybe 10 years old. And I have to admit, it changed my world. It really did. Some of the quotes in it, some of the storylines, the plots, everything made me look at things in a different way. And so, what is the litany of fear? Well, you may or may not be familiar with the story, but there is a hero or a central figure of that book called Paul Atreides. And he has to go through a test, all right, to see if he is the hero or the so-called hero to become the hero of to basically provide universal peace and to bring the universe together as a whole. Because right now, when he first gets to um, his planet, Arrakis, that he's going to be moving to, it's in disarray. So he has to go through this life-altering test of where he may or may not die while taking it. And during the test, he repeats something to himself, which is called the litany of fear. And I think it applies to all of this balance that we're going through in Libra, and especially with what's going on in our lives outside of the internet. Okay? So I'm actually going to read it because I don't want to mess it up. Just bear with me. Okay. Think about these words. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when it has passed, I will turn my inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone, there will be nothing. Only I will remain. Think about that. All right. So, of Paul Atreides, is reciting this in his mind while he is attempting to complete this test, this trial, to see if he is quote unquote strong enough and courageous enough to live up to what he is expected to be. I'd like to point out that we're all kind of going through our own little test and trial right now. And like I said about balance and everything, I think that, well, let's think about it. We all have a bit of fear, right? We all have a lot of anxiety. We're frustrated. It's one big giant ball of wax. But I want you to think about how fear survives, all right? Now, fear, just like in the litany of fear that Paul Atreides recites to himself, it survives off of that strength that you need to give yourself in order to have courage, doesn't it? So, if you do happen to have we'll call it a bad habit, right? Something that whether it just means, eating too much or just some kind of thing that you've tried to grow out of and grow away from, and in whatever your opinion become better, okay, stronger. Right now, I want to tell you, it's okay to slip up. Do not feel bad. Do not blame yourself, all right? Because right now, you have to understand that those habits are kind of like some strange and twisted sort of coping mechanism. So if you have to sneak that cigarette, yeah, you're sneaking a cigarette. You might be thinking, hey man, I'm going a little bit backward. I stopped this 10 years ago. What the hell's happening? I shouldn't have said hell. Said it again. Excuse my French. You're pretty much appalled with yourself. You might beat yourself up about it. But when you're faced with adversity, there is a part of yourself that seeks out comfort and familiarity. So you have to understand that if you are sitting there and you are saying to yourself, my God, what happened? I thought I had gone through this, I'm past it. That is your courage and your strength staring you back in the face, because you can recognize how much you have actually grown. So don't beat yourself up when you start to feel this anxiety, when you start to feel any kind of depression even, or you start to repeat old habits. Just know and recognize that you have roots now, and you were able and you are able to grow where you have been planted, or else you would not be able to see that you've changed. All right? Now, when you are feeling, is you're truly being able to feel those nutrients that you have given to yourself from your new environment and your new choices, and you have grown. So don't fear this change that is happening around us. There is a balancing act. And the way I am viewing it is that you kind of have to, like Paul did, Paul Atreides, you have to let all this stuff, all these actions, these old habits, your self-doubts, your fears, you have to let it pass through you. All right? Just let it, just stare it in the eye. Stare all of your self-doubt and your fears in the eye. And as it's coming towards you, know that it's going to pass through you. But that's just it. It'll pass through you. It's not going to last. And once it does pass through you, guess what? You're going to be the one left standing. You are that strong, or else your fear wouldn't be there. You're human. Don't feel bad. Don't feel stressed. Just watch out for each other. Take care of one another. Take care of yourself, right? Yourself. Provide yourself with those nutrients so that your roots are stable and you continue to grow. But as far as when it comes to, you hear on the news some kind of preponderance of, facing down the enemy and doubling down and making it sound like, ugh, right? Well, that's a lot of aggravation and a lot of strong talk. And are we at war? Well, I kind of view it as kind of we have to identify who our true opponent is. Because, yes, there is some stuff going around. There is a lot of illness. There's a lot of worry. There's a lot of fear. Remember, don't beat yourself up because you feel those feelings. But you have to learn everything about your true opponent in order to succeed and feel your strength. And this is where it may sound a little bit hokey, but remember, once those things pass through you and you've kind of digested them, right, you're going to be the one left standing and say to yourself, I will remain, right? And how do you identify that true opponent through all of this frustration and this anxiety? And this is the hokey part, but it came to me last night. You need to identify your true opponent just by looking in the mirror. Okay? And it is hokey, but let's think about it. We have our own fears. We have our own self-doubts. And once we conquer them and know that they only survive off of the strength that we give them, we will be the ones left standing. And that's my rant. Okay, everybody, take a deep breath. I know it's pretty deep. When I was thinking about it last night and I was listening to that playlist I posted to this event, I was like gung-ho. If you've heard any of that music, a la Led Zeppelin, T-Rex, and Susie and the Banshees in there. So it was very lively, like driving music. Get this going, right? So everybody take a deep breath. I'm going to pull some cards for everybody randomly. Okay, today I am going to focus on some oracle cards. And as I've explained before, oracle cards are kind of like the sugar on the bitter pill. There are more suggestions, there's more imagery. It's pretty much up to interpretation, okay? There are books that always come with a different oracle deck that the artist or the person that illustrated them would like for you to follow. Whatever, right? Let's just do this. So let me look over here to see who is here. We got a crowd of people. All right. So, Mariah, Birds, Carnival plus Red Horse. Okay. I'm going to pull a card for you. All right. Actually, I'm going to pull two. I have two oracle decks right now, and I'm going to get them. I'm going to pull from the Whispers of Healing deck. All right. Go shuffle it a little bit. Does anybody have any questions about anything? Anything about Dune? I highly recommend it. And to be honest with you, my favorite character out of Dune and the Dune series is somebody called Duncan Idaho. And he's a very poignant character, all right? But remember the litany of fear is that I will remain. Only I will remain. Remember how strong you are. So, Birds Carnival, aka Mariah. This is your card. This is the Whispers of Healing. Progress. All right. So what can we say about this card? We see she has wings. I think that is one of the most important features of this card. We also see a lot of floral growth, things of that nature happening, and she is looking at her wings. So it's kind of like, as I've said a lot of times to my clients, is that, sometimes we're a caterpillar. And we love being a caterpillar, but we have to accept that we're gonna turn into that butterfly, that we're gonna have everything absolutely change in our lives, whether we want it to or not. But in the end, we're gonna morph into a butterfly. We're gonna be beautiful. The outcome is going to be so wonderful. It's just not going to be something that you've been used to, which is kind of an old habit that I mentioned earlier in my rant, okay? So there's progress going on. Things are going to get better for you. Right now, I'm also going to pull a second card, and this one is called the Spirit of the Animals deck, and it'll have an animal on it, what that animal is, and why certain attributes of it apply to you. And it's kind of like a totem animal. Think of it that way. So when you see this card, I want you to remember what the animal is and then go online, Google, whatever, and see what that animal stands for in different cultures. All right? And you might pick up on something that I'm not. Just keeping it real. All right. So here we go. B for community. Okay, let's put it right there. You are a powerful creator. Your work blesses everything you touch. Be open to receiving sweetness, and you are queen of abundance. Now with you, I already put the other card back, but remember we have progress involved in all this. And you have to understand that things are going to get better. It's just that there's going to be a drastic change that you're going to have to, I don't even know the proper word, metamorphosize. Is that a word? I don't know. But you're going to have to morph out of your current situation, and things will be so wonderful and so much better than you think they ever can be. Now look up the B, okay, and see how it applies to you. Now, 17 after, I hope that helped a little bit. Let me look over here. Okay, Rama Mackenzie. I went to school with you. All right, so hope you didn't mind that Rama is a musician. I'm surprised that he's here. He's a pretty well-known musician. So, Rama, I'm going to pull, like I did just now, I'm going to pull a self-care card, Whispers of Healing. And I'm also going to pull Spirit of the Animal card, because I think it's very important to kind of get in the black and white of those things that we need to feel and work through right now. So, Rama, this card's for you. Couldn't even read it. I don't have my glasses on. Nurture. You have to take care of yourself, and you have to take care of those things that have been left dangling. Meaning, for some unknown reason, I kind of get the feeling that there's a lot of you being overwhelmed right now. And if you take care of the minute details that you left those projects or left those thoughts off on, whether it just be having a coffee, well, you didn't make the coffee, or you didn't buy the coffee, or you're out of coffee, whatever. Or if you feel like you want to step outside, but it's raining, you know what? That's your inner voice, and you need to nurture it, and you need to finish those projects, and you need to take care of yourself and nurture all those ideas, all those concepts, and see them through. And you and your energy and that courage and that strength that we all need right now, referencing my rant, it'll help you. Okay. Now, let's go to your other card. This is kind of difficult, shuffling cards. I'm horrible at shuffling cards, everybody. Now, this is your totem animal spirit for the day. The white stag, the protector. Very beautiful card. All right. So you're an old soul. Your best friend is nature. What I say about getting outside. Use your intuition to take you where you want to go. Listen to that inner voice, like I just said. All right. Awaken to the powerful force within you, and you are meant to create blessings with your magic. Finish those projects. Put them out there in the world. Your magic is needed, all right? But in order to put your magic out there, and that best part of you that is you, you are going to have to tie up all those loose ends and listen to that little tiny voice that's in your gut saying, hey, we want to drink like a ton of water right now. Go get us a water, or go get us a coffee, or go take a nap. Do whatever. And if I feel like I'm too busy, I don't want to do that, or I want to do something else. No, pay attention, because that is your energy saying, hi out there. We need to work on this. Now, I hope that helped a little bit. So let's see who else. Okay. I'm looking at an Aaron. Now, Aaron, let's do this. All right. For you, same deal. Whispers of Healing, one card. All right. Vibration. What this usually means when I pull this card for a client is that there are a lot of people that are kind of coming towards you for advice, and you're trying to lead them through their darkness, so to speak. You have a sight, meaning you have an opinion on things, and you have the ability to lead through all this crap, lack of a better word, that we're dealing with right now. And you may feel that you're just being sucked dry. They're just taking and taking and taking your energy, and you need it for yourself right now too, right? So what I advise you is to understand that not only do you have the ability to actually see, because there are two different images here. You have her, right? But you also have the symbolism of a bat. So not only do you have that, what's it called? Sonogram, I think. Not sonogram. I can't remember how bats see. That's really horrible of me at the moment. But anyway, you know, they see at night by using sound waves and things like that. So you have that ability to see into those parts of life that other people just can't see right now, which is why they are coming towards you like a moth to a flame. But you also have this other side that can see things for what they really are, because they have actual eyes, hence the imagery of her. Use your eyes. Remember, it's about balance right now. You have to decide that boundary of if you have tipped the scale too much for other people and left yourself without. You have to maintain right now. Okay, so that's that card, Aaron. Let's pull from Spirit of the Animal deck. Okay. Now this is your totem animal spirit for the day. Fox. Clever. All right. Hope you can read that. You're swift and smart. Remember what I said about your ability to see both ways, whether it be in a physical or a subconscious. Now, solutions to problems are easily found. You are a leader at the moment. Always listen to your instincts. It's about that balance. Figure out if you have put too much on their side of the scale, right? Because you have to balance. and also resources surround you, but be open to romance. I don't think the romance part applies here, but what I am going to tell you is that I think, based on your other card, that part of the romance that is on here means take care of yourself and love yourself. And don't beat yourself up that people keep coming at you to solve their problems and rely on you. Don't beat yourself up about that. It's just your strength that they see. All right. So I got time for one more. And for some reason, my Facebook feed isn't scrolling with everybody. Okay. Let's see. Jane. Hi, Jane. You're up. Hi, Marion. Okay, so Jane, it's your turn. Okay, shuffle these a little bit. All right, so just so you know, in Eastern Standard Time, the moon, and I hope it doesn't rain for you. It's going to rain here all day practically. We're in Ohio. I should say. Goes full at 10:35 p.m. Okay, so here we go, Jane. The answers are within. I hope you were here for what I like to call my rant, because it 100% applies to the situation that you are going through right now. Again, there's a balance at play. Again, you need to process that fear, let it pass through you, and what remains is going to be you, and you are going to be standing taller than you ever knew you could. You will be legendary. I'm boosting you up here, okay, Jane? Now, when it comes to answers within, you are holding your own light. Think about that. You can help yourself see the situations that are at hand. So if you weren't here in the beginning of this live video, I want you to go back, watch it, and what I said about the litany of fear from Dune by Frank Herbert applies. Okay. Now, let's pull your Spirit of the Animal card. Okay, give this another quick shuffle. Okay. Lion, a higher calling. Okay, put that up there. You have within you all the courage you need. You have that candle, you have that light. Let go of the past and reclaim your majesty. You will find success and contentment with those by your side. Make noble choices for your life and your tribe. Now, your tribe, meaning family, friends, soul tribe, those people that you care about, whether it be family, whether it be those people that you have things in common with. Remember that you hold that candle and you hold that light, and you are strong enough to get through all of this right now, or else you wouldn't have that little candle, okay? Don't blow the candle out with your breath. I feel like I just have to tell you that. It's a flame. Yes, it can keep burning bright, but you have to feed that fire. Don't let it burn out. Don't blow it out either. Remember that you have fire with you for a reason, and it's because you have a higher calling to lead. Now go back and look at what I said about the litany of fear, because remember, the answers to everything that you're going through right now are within. All right. Now, anybody have any questions? Because it is 11:30. Hi, Leanne. Hi, Christina. I could sit here and say hello to people all day. I really appreciate you coming here today. I hope that it wasn't too intense earlier. I just really do feel that we are our own opponent, our own worst enemy at the moment, but that we can't take all that out on ourselves. We just need to identify those parts of us that we are kind of falling back on in order to provide comfort in this situation. And it's okay, all right? When you feel in doubt, think about Paul Atreides facing that trial, and he, literally, he puts his hand in a box, right? He has to pick the hole. And there is a creature inside that, if he has fear, will sense the fear and he will die. It will sting him. So he has to recite that litany of fear in order to get through that test. Whatever helps you right now, whatever helps you, helps your strength, whatever helps you feel better about the changes we're going through right now, it's okay. As long as you recognize that those are things that you have gone through, that have passed through you, and that you're able to see those nutrients that you have gained from where you are right now, you're going to get right back out of that rut. And you are going to be stronger than you ever have been, because only you will remain in that battle. Remember that. Look in the mirror. That fear is yours, but it's your strength and your nutrients that's making it thrive. You got to cut that off. Cut that little vein off, that little umbilical cord. You're better than that. All right, so again, I got a little too intense. Excuse me. So anyway, the pink moon. I wanted to tell you a little bit about that. It is supermoon. It is going to be the biggest and baddest and brightest moon of 2020. Enjoy it. And if you can't see it because of the rain, like it's happening here, everything's going to be overcast, feel it. Some people might have a hard time sleeping tonight. Know that that's just all the energy that's out